Alright guys, welcome to Seijin Comics. I'm your host Gibson and welcome to today's video. You guys see the title, you guys see the thumbnail, you know what we're talking about. You ready? Oh, also, spoilers, Avengers Endgame, duh. So if you ain't see that movie, get out of here. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Jedi Mind Trick, boom. Alright, so let's jump into this. I have an X-Men theory that I have not heard yet. Like, when I say I have not heard yet, none of the YouTube channels that I watch talk about it. So that means Comic Historian, Comics Explained, New Rock Stars, Comic Pop, all of them, like Sal. All those guys have not said this exact theory. They all have some parts of the theory, but they don't have the same exact theory that I do. So I've been quietly watching and waiting to see if anybody else came up with this specific theory. And now that I'm 100% sure that this is a theory that's original, at least to my knowledge, because I don't do Reddit, so I kind of got to get on that. But yeah, this is my theory on how the X-Men are coming into play, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, so as you guys know, the popular fan theory for the X-Men coming out into the MCU, the gamma radiation that is released from the snap after somebody uses the Infinity Gauntlet. And as you guys know, I think the entirety between Infinity War and Endgame, there has been a total of 3 snaps. 3 out of the 4 snaps have taken place on Earth, which have quote-unquote released tremendous amounts of gamma radiation onto Earth. Now, the reason why that's the popular fan theory, that the gamma radiation is going to create the mutants, is because they had a whole little moment in Endgame where the Hulk specifically was like, it's kind of like I was made for this. You get what I'm saying? Since the radiation is mostly gamma, that's why he was the one to put on the gauntlet and snap everybody back. But that's too simple. That's too easy. And if anything we have learned from the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that they're not so predictable. So I went the route of thinking, okay, let's go look at the source material and pretty much see what we can gather, what we have in common with the comics and the MCU, right? So the first point I want to bring up is that we currently have the Celestials confirmed in the MCU. Now, the Celestials were confirmed in Guardians of the Galaxy in 2 different forms. We saw Celestial using the Power Stone when the Collector showed us the vision when they was on, I think, in Nowhere, which was also Nowhere. The city of Nowhere itself is a giant floating Celestial's head. So that's the 2 ways we have the Celestials confirmed. Another important thing to remember before I get into this theory is that we also have the Eternals confirmed in the MCU. Now, have they appeared in the MCU yet as the time of this recording? No. But we know that the movie is in the works and they are confirmed by Kevin Feige himself. And 3, the third thing to remember, because this is all going to go back to the source material, is that Thanos exists in the MCU. Now, him just existing kind of brings up a big deal. Now, the Celestials in Marvel Comics went around the galaxy, not the galaxy, the universe, planting seeds and messing with the genes of different species across the galaxy. Now, on Earth, when they messed with our genes, there came 3 races, right? You had I don't want to say it's specifically Earth, but when they got over closer to our side of the galaxy, they got 3 type of beings. You have human / mutant, because mutants are still human. You have the Eternals, which are these godlike angel beings, and then you have the Deviants, which is more or less like the Skrulls, and like they physically look like the Skrulls, and so does Thanos. He's an Eternal with the Deviant gene, which is why if in the comics, if you look at the rest of his family, like at Mentor and I think Eros, Star Fox, I think his brother's name is, but yeah, they look human, and Thanos is the only one that's purple. The reason why that's a big deal is because, like I said, in the source material, that's the same thing that happens, and we have all the makings of that in the MCU already, right? The reason that comes into play is because I believe that instead of the gamma radiation causing the birth of mutants in the MCU, that is actually the snap itself. The fact that we lost 50% of the population, that's what triggered the gene that the Celestials have planted all these years ago. So now, in the first 5 years, you are already starting to get mutants. You get what I'm saying? From the sudden shock of having all half the life gone, our evolutionary genes would just kick into play and get everything going to create a new and better type of human being, aka the mutant. You get what I'm saying? So, and I also think that instead of having the gamma be what triggered the X gene, that the gamma somehow boosted other people's latent X genes. So you have people who was already teenagers that are now getting superpowers. Because as you guys know, in Marvel Comics, you do have the you normally get your mutant powers when you're like going through puberty and all that kind of stuff. So the people who are already teens who survived the first snap and they are now getting hit by the second snap will now be waking up their X genes. Another thing that I want to bring up, another thing I want to bring up to kind of concrete my fact a little bit is that in Marvel Comics, well, in the MCU, we have the Kree. Why are the Kree so special? Because the Kree, like, I don't want to go through the whole history of the Kree. For all that, I will link Rob's video of the Kree explained, because he definitely goes over all this as well. But the Kree pretty much are these beings that could not evolve after a certain point. So their leader, which is the Supreme Intelligence, which is like if all the smartest humans in history took their mind and downloaded it into a hard drive and created some super kind of AI, that's exactly what the Supreme Intelligence is. And pretty much they instigated a fight with another alien race in Marvel Comics known as the Shi'ar Empire, forcing the Shi'ar Empire to unleash something called the Negabomb. And why is that so important? It decimated not 50 but 98% of the Kree population, thus forcing them to evolve. You get what I'm saying? And that was a strategic move by the Supreme Intelligence. Who's to say that humans don't have that already? Who's to say we didn't do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have little hints of people with a little abnormal, like you already have the Hulk in the MCU, you get what I'm saying? And even though it's gamma radiation that gave him the power, who's to say that the Hulk isn't just a mutant? That's not his mutant ability in the MCU. Or he could be used as an example as an earlier version of a mutant, you get what I'm saying? But that's my theory. I have a whole bunch of other theories that I want to go over and like stuff I want to talk about when it comes to Avengers Endgame. I just didn't want to cover the same content as everybody else. And like I said, I waited to make this video specifically because I did not see this theory out. So if you guys think I got this right, let me know. If you guys disagree, please let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. And yeah, I will catch you guys later.